Hi, this is Mrs. Hobbs, and I want to do a quick tutorial about the high frequency word cards. So the words on these cards are words that students would be seeing frequently in the stories they read for the week in class that go with our reading curriculum. Some of these words are words that maybe cannot be sounded out phonetically, and so the goal is to get these words committed to memory. Before you cut these out, if you would like to have your child go through and find the vowel sounds, just like I showed in the spelling and word work tutorial, sometimes that's helpful. So I might coach the students, especially if they are irregular words. But I go through and highlight the vowel sound. Now there is a silent E here. I would not highlight that because it doesn't actually make a sound. I'm just highlighting the two vowels that make sounds. I, a, e, I, and students know that that's a magic E, so sometimes we draw an arrow. And I do usually put the R with the vowel when it's an R-controlled vowel. I, E, three vowel sounds. O, I. Then you can work with your child to go through, if it's a two-syllable word, and practice. You can coach them on covering up the second syllable. Just read the first one. You can tell them that this is going to say and then sound out the second syllable, way, and then put it together, away. And then sev, and put together seven. So that is one way that might be helpful for students if these words are challenging for them to learn. So you can cut these out and mix them up and use them as flashcards and just practice reading them over and over. So if your child needs some extra work with memorization of the words, it often helps to start with just one word. Sometimes when you're teaching it to them, it helps if you tell them the word first rather than having them guess it, especially if it's a word that's beyond their current phonetic capabilities. Away, away, and then have your child say away. And then I would point to it again and say away, and then I have my child say away. And when that starts to feel easy, then add in another word. So my vowel sounds, my first syllable, you might just prompt your child and say and then they would say and then this is an irregular sounding word, so you might prompt with bove, and they would say bove, and then tell them to put it together, above. And you might use it in a sentence. You might say, my head is above my shoulders, and then they can practice saying something with above, and have them look and touch the word every time they say it, above. Practice it several times, above. Then try bringing the first word back and see if they remember the first word. Do they remember that this still says away? If they don't, go back once again and prompt with the syllables. I say way, they say way. Put together, away. Practice that again. Add back the second one. Do they remember what it says? Do they remember it says above? If not, go back and prompt again with the sounds. They say above, they say above, put together above. Bring the two together, see if they can read both words independently. If they can read both words, try mixing it up. Can they still read both words? If they can, add in a third word and practice again with that same strategy. You might prompt with covering up the second syllable, have them start with the and then you might prompt them and tell them that this is going to say gen, and they say gen, put together again, and then you're going to start to mix the other two words back in. If they can read all three successfully, even when they're mixed up, you're ready to add in a fourth, And you can just continue doing that with all the words. You can do this over the course of the week. In fact, it's actually better for memory retention if you just do a few every day and add them to the group rather than trying to memorize them all at once. So I hope that that was helpful.